Hello, dear students. Welcome back to our news channel. Let's go to the articles of the day. Students, let's begin with the real story. A tragic accident uh, from Hyderabad. Okay, so basically, Hyderabad is known for its, tech parks and biryani, but it also houses hundreds of pharmaceutical factories. है ना जहाँ पे दवाइयाँ वगैरह बनती हैं. Okay, so these factories manufacture the medicines that many of us use, but sometimes, behind those medicines lies a cost that is actually invisible to us, the safety of the workers. So, what happened in June 2024, and recently, students, एक एक्सीडेंट हुआ था यहाँ पे. Okay, this year only. एंड क्या हुआ एक्सीडेंट में पहले भी हमने देखा इंडिया में कई सारी जगह पे फार्मास्यूटिकल फैक्ट्रीज में भी आग लगी थी. तब भी बहुत सारे वर्कर्स की डेथ हुई थी. राइट. तो अभी भी जो हुआ है लीथल एक्सीडेंट हुआ है सिगाची इंडस्ट्री में. ठीक है, सिगाची में है ये. और ये फार्मास्यूटिकल प्लांट कहाँ पे लोकेटेड है? हैदराबाद में. एंड the factory was the accident which happened recently. अभी इसी कुछ दिन पहले ही जो हुआ है यहाँ पर इस फैक्ट्री में क्या एक्चुअली बन रहा था. एक केमिकल है जिसका नाम है माइक्रो क्रिस्टलाइन सेल्यूलोज. ओके, सो दिस फैक्ट्री वाज डीलिंग विद माइक्रो क्रिस्टलाइन सेल्यूलोज. What is MCC? Microcrystalline cellulose. Basically, students, it's a substance used to make pills. Okay, it helps medicines keep their shape and weight, and it is also used in foods and cosmetics. So normally, students, it is not harmful to human skin or the body. It's actually inert. It's inert मतलब non-reactive, है ना. तो usually this chemical is inert, but the danger, student, lies not in the material but in how it's handled in large quantities inside factories. So in this tragic accident, 36 people lost their lives. Okay, as of Tuesday, 36 लोगों की डेथ हो चुकी है. And most of them were young, poor migrant workers. Okay, people who had left their homes in places like Bihar, Uttar Pradesh, Odisha, hoping for better futures. So Telangana government ने क्या announce किया है? Telangana government announced 1 crore as compensation to the victim's family. But tell me, students, can money ever make up for a life which is lost? And this wasn't the first accident either. जैसे मैंने आपको पहले बताया कि पहले भी 2024 में भी एक्सीडेंट हो चुका है. हैदराबाद में ही हुआ था. राइट. और अगस्त 23 में there was a major industrial accident in Vishakhapatnam. Okay, that also occurred. So the question is, what's going wrong? Students, experts say that there are three big problems. Okay, and क्या मेजर प्रॉब्लम है? सबसे पहले तो ये देखो, यहाँ पे मेंशन है इक्विपमेंट माल फंक्शन. मशीन्स जो रखी हैं फैक्ट्रीज में, they are not properly they are not properly maintained. They are not properly checked, inspected. There's a lack of hazard analysis, which is also called HAZOP studies, basically, which identify what are risk. Okay, what things are being ignored. So there's a lack of hazard analysis. Okay, and people aren't trained or given the safety tools they need. उनको ट्रेनिंग नहीं दी जाती है, सेफ्टी टूल्स प्रोवाइड नहीं किया जाता है. So there's a poor safety culture. Think of it this way: you wouldn't ride a bicycle downhill without brakes or a helmet, right? But in some factories, workers are expected to handle chemicals and machinery without proper precautions. And the solution? What is the solution? Solution is इंडिया को बहुत ज़्यादा ज़रूरत है कि सेफ्टी नॉर्म्स, स्पेशली इंटरनेशनल सेफ्टी नॉर्म्स, इंडिया मस्ट फॉलो. Okay, India need to, the factory owners, they need to train its staff regularly and respect the lives of workers just as much as the profits. Right? तो ये सारी चीज़ें हैं. बहुत ज़्यादा ट्रैजिक एक्सीडेंट है जो सिगाची में हुआ है अभी. और जैसे मैंने आपको पहले भी बताया कि 2024 में भी हुआ था, 2023 में भी हुआ था. तो अब ये क्या हाइलाइट करता है कि बहुत सारे हमें स्टेप्स लेने की ज़रूरत है, इस तरफ सीरियस स्टेप्स लेने की ज़रूरत है. राइट? नाउ स्टूडेंट्स, लेट्स गो टू द नेक्स्ट आर्टिकल ऑफ द डे. We are in the next article, students, we are going to talk about sports in India. Okay, India's sports policy. And of course, we are not just going to talk about cricket, but the sports. Students, did you know that India's sports journey actually began thousands of years ago? So, back in ancient times, skills like wrestling, swimming, archery, and even chariot racing weren't just games, they were essential for survival and warfare. But fast forward to 1947, post 1947, and sports, weren't exactly a priority. The country was newly independent and was focusing on poverty, education and healthcare. तो जैसे जब इंडिया आज़ाद हुआ तो सबसे पहले ऑफ कोर्स प्रायोरिटी स्पोर्ट्स नहीं थी. फोकस था पॉवर्टी, एजुकेशन, हेल्थ केयर. स्टिल देयर वर सम बिग मूवमेंट्स like in 1951, India hosted the first Asian Games in Delhi. Okay, and in 1954 All India Council of Sports was created. Remember this. Okay, All India Council for Sports was created, yet there was no clear sports policy. And between the 1950s and in 1980s, athletes were mostly left to train on their own. Imagine कि अपने खुद से ही वो train करो. So the idea of systematic coaching, infrastructure, or proper sponsorship was rare, right? But the turning point came in 1982. Okay, 1982. 1982 Asian Games. So major shift came with 1982 Asian Games, again, which were held in Delhi. And it was a glamorous event. And it pushed the government to take sports seriously. Right? So this led to the creation of Department of Sports, right? Department of Sports. And in 1984, under the Ministry of Human Resource Development, National Sports Policy also came in 1984 only, aiming to basically, promote sports participation and infrastructure. Later, in 1997, the policy was revised, okay, so that, we aim for excellence in international sports. However, the challenges were still there, especially from 1980s till early 2000s, because there was little funding. Sports remained a state subject. State subject था, national भी नहीं, concurrent भी नहीं. मतलब each state decided its own budget and plans. मतलब हर एक स्टेट अपना खुद का बजट डिसाइड करेगा. तो एक स्टेट सब्जेक्ट था. और बहुत सारे एथलीट्स थे, ऐसे थे, आपने बहुत बार न्यूज़ में सुना होगा, दे लैक्ड प्रॉपर सपोर्ट. कितने सारे अपने न्यूज़ में सुना होगा कि बहुत सारे नेशनल लेवल है, या फिर एथलीट्स हैं, नेशनल लेवल स्पोर्ट्स प्लेयर हैं, इंटरनेशनल इवेंट्स भी इन्होंने पार्टिसिपेट किया है, इंडिया के लिए गोल्ड लेकर आए हैं, सिल्वर लेकर आए हैं. नाउ दे आर सेलिंग वेजिटेबल्स, राइट? बाद में उनको इतना ज्यादा गरीब हो गए कि उनको अपने मेडल्स बेचने पड़े. पान सिंह तोमर, राइट? तो ये सारा कुछ इंडिया में एक स्ट्रीमलाइन स्पोर्ट्स पॉलिसी नहीं थी, इसके चलते भी सारा कुछ देखने को मिला, राइट? बट पोस्ट 2000, government, created a full Ministry of Youth Affairs and Sports. ओके, तो 2000 में चेंज हो गया. इंडिया ने एक डेडिकेटेड मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ यूथ अफेयर्स एंड स्पोर्ट्स लेकर आए. रिवाइज्ड नेशनल स्पोर्ट्स पॉलिसी को दोबारा से 2001 में रिवाइज किया. ओके, एंड नाउ it included plans for both mass participation and excellence. And here's where the results started showing. Okay, Rajvardhan Singh Rathore won silver in shooting at the 2004 Athens Olympics. Okay, Abhinav Bindra also won gold in 2008. And then came Vijender Singh, Mary Kom, Saina Nehwal, and the list goes on. Okay, but did you know India had won only one gold medal? Only one gold medal between 1947 से लेकर 2000 तक. माय गॉड, सिर्फ एक ही गोल्ड मेडल था इंडिया का, राइट, ओलंपिक्स का. बट सिंस 2008 द नंबर हैज risen significantly. Okay, so now let's talk about India's Olympic dream. India's Olympic dream. Okay, can India host the Olympics? Well, students, India has officially announced its intention to bid for the 2036 Olympics. Okay, and this actually would be a historic moment if it happens, right? But to make this dream a reality, several initiatives have been launched. Okay, they need to take, they need to work on some things. But keeping that in mind, they have government has actually launched some initiatives like TOPS, Target Olympic Podium Scheme. Okay, and this started in 2014. This helps basically elite athletes get international level coaching and financial support. Also, there is Khelo India, which focuses on school and college level sports. There is also Fit India movement, right? Fit India movement is also there. Khelo India ho gaya, which encourages daily exercise and healthy living. So now in 2025, India will launch Khelo Bharat Niti. Okay, Khelo Bharat Niti, which is basically a new national sports strategy aimed at making India a sporting nation. Okay, and also there's a draft national sports policy to basically set standards for federation, improve transparency, right? But challenges still remain, right? And to truly become a sports superpower, we need, better grassroots coaching. We need to invest in sports science, and we also want school that treats sports as important as academics. क्योंकि आपने देखा होगा कि स्पोर्ट्स को ज़्यादा कंसिडर नहीं किया जाता स्कूल्स में. कई बार हमने देखने को मिला है कि ये तो स्पोर्ट्स में करियर नहीं देखा जाता, राइट? एंड वी ऑल्सो नीड to support for regional talent, not just metro cities. Right? So, students, that's all for today. I hope you liked this episode. So, you can share it with your friends and teachers. And don't forget to stretch, stay safe, and stay curious. Until next time, bye bye.